What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for some trade recaps. Today, I'm going to go over my trades on OCGN, Coinbase, and what else did I trade today? ALF. Alright, so start off with the first trade was ALF. This was a short, right out of the gates. Basically, I don't know if you've been following the last couple days, but I've been talking about this wedge form that's forming in the pre-market that I'm finding in some of these small cap stocks. So if I can get shares to short, I'll typically watch if this is going to be either a long or a short play. And as you can see, this thing ran up to $6, hit $6, and then just started to sell off. And you had this really harsh sell off and this descending pattern that was forming. So when I was drawing this, I was kind of looking for this consolidation, and as you can see, it kind of held this consolidation, and then after the open, it kind of broke the top of this descending pattern. So it kind of shook, I think, a lot of some shorts out. But then, you know, those shorts that really were like, no, this thing is definitely selling off, it's just wicking us out, they hammered this thing down and were able to take over after, you know, only one candle of real bullish momentum. So this thing just sold off, and after that big sell-off, I was like, you know what? This descending pattern is holding, so this line, as you can see, would go all the way. So I'm like, this looks like it's popping back up. The VWAP is following that descending pattern, so it's going to act as resistance. So that's where I'm going to get into short. And as you can see, I did get wicked out. Basically, it popped up, started to consolidate. I got in there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to hop in. And then when it broke $5, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get out, knowing that I can get right back in, but not wanting to hold if this thing just ripped above the VWAP and gave us one and broke this trend, right? So it was more of a cautious move why I covered there rather than me thinking it was going to fully go against me. I was just more wanting to be cautious and get back in if it showed that it was going to fail like it did. So I got right back in, and that's when I was able to catch this as a nice short to the downside. So I actually shorted at 507, then I covered into the 480s and 460s, and then it popped right back up, and I got right back in, and I shorted back again in the 475s, and I covered down most of my shares in the 440s, 450s, and then the last of my shares in the 436s. So overall, a really nice trade, about a $30 winner right there. You know, a little more, so like $35 winner right there. Not bad to start off the day. And then I moved over to OCGN, which, you know what, it kind of sucks because I probably could have just stayed on this thing and just kept shorting these pops, and that would have been probably just as profitable. But either way, I ended up going over to OCGN and kind of got wicked around a little bit. So with this one, I was kind of looking for continuation. I've been shorting this thing the last couple days, and it just kind of constantly gives us these rips. So I've been profitable on it pretty much every day. So that's why I was going back to kind of those stocks that I kind of understand how they trade, and I can see these levels that are clearly kind of mapped out. So here it's like the $10 level, and then down into the 9s. So I was looking to get that short up here, but unfortunately I got wicked out a little bit. So some of my shares I covered for a little bit of profit, but then I got wicked out on the rest of them over here as this thing ripped up. So, you know, it was I think maybe a small loss here because I ended up taking a lot of my shares, you know, when it ripped up higher. So it was a small loss there on those, unfortunately. You know, not, you know, maybe like a $10, $15 loss, maybe even 20. And then later on in the day, I came back to it and I saw that it was kind of looking weak again. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get into this thing again. So as it broke down here, you had this harsh sell at the VWAP rejection, and it kind of popped up to the VWAP and then hit resistance. So then I was shorting into the VWAP there at $10 exactly. And as it faded, I wasn't covering. I was looking for more shorts when it popped up, which I did. And then, so this is like the 990s basically I'm shorting, so 10 and 990s. And then I'm covering in the 960s, 950s, and down into the 930s. So obviously I could have held this thing to the $9 too, but you never know exactly what it's going to go. You want to take your profits as they're given to you. Again, that was another $20, $25 trade. After the losses from here, you know, I'm up about $10 on this stock. So overall, this was like a $30 trade, but after the losses from here, it's really only up about $10 on this stock. Yeah, so that's that. So those were my two big short trades for the day. Like I said, I'm kind of like up maybe like 30 bucks, 35 on those two together. Kind of, yeah, I don't know, somewhere around there. Anyway, after those, I got back in for a long on Coinbase. So this was something that I was kind of watching. I've been watching Coinbase for a while here, and I like this 250 bottom. So it's kind of been selling off for the last few days, down from the 290. It's 300, 290 was real hard support and resistance, and it broke to the downside. So now it came all the way down to 250. So I like that 250 area. So I was looking for a bounce. I saw that bounce there, and then when it came back down again to the 255 area, I was loading up. So I got shares kind of in and around the 256 area. And I covered a little bit here when it broke down below 256, but then got right back in when it kind of held. So, you know, this was basically just a small loss, if not break even, kind of just me getting out so it doesn't harsh sell against you. As you can see, this hard selling volume. But it held, and it ran right back up as I kind of thought it would, kind of holding this kind of higher low, looking like it wants to move higher, right? And you can see it even did. You know, as I sold there, it kind of faded, and then now it's ripping to higher 262s now, looking like it wants to reclaim the VWAP. And this might be a reversal off the lows. This might go back up to 300. I don't know. But I was looking to just catch that quick scalp back up to the VWAP, kind of like this same trade here, right? Just kind of catch that same bounce. Would have been nicer to get in closer to the 255s, but you know, I caught the 256 level, and I covered up into the 260s. So that was a nice, decent trade. So that was about a $15 winner as well. You know, basically cost me nothing to trade it as well, because it's like a cent per share, and this was only like 6 shares, so it's like 12 cents. So overall, this was a really nice trade. You know, $15 in profits for, you know, 12 cents in commissions. It's a really nice or a really nice profit ratio. And after all of said and done, I'm up about 50 bucks on the day. Yeah, so that's that. And usually 50 bucks is good enough for me. It's a small account. Usually, like this week, I'm green every day. Close to 50. Tuesday, I think I was up 100. Yesterday, it was like 40, 45. Monday, I think it was like 40, 45, maybe even 50. So we're up about 200 this week. Not bad. Small account, like I said. So 200 is a pretty decent pretty decent good, and that's after commissions, right? Like that's 200 after commissions even. I'm taking, so with commissions I'm up like probably like closer to 250 on the week, right? Yeah, maybe like 235, you know, 240, depending on how you know. But either way, yeah, that's that. That's my trades for the day. Hopefully you guys are making some good money. As you can see, OCGN bounced off $9 here, and I was actually alerting in one of my trading rooms. I was alerting. Show you there. See if I can get in here. So I'm actually with Boiler Room Trading. I don't know if you guys know them, but you should check them out. They're a really good platform and really good trading group to be a part of. So if you guys, you know, have any interest in joining any, I would say look for the Boiler Room Trading, especially if you're short, a short bias trader. But even if you're a long bias trader, you can learn a lot from this support group here. But anyway, as you can see here at 10:49, I had alerted, actually below that right here. So I had alerted these guys that I was looking for a break of on OCGN of 975. So I was saying, hey guys, 975, if that breaks on OCGN, we could see a flush back to $9, right? So that was at 10:41. 10:49, 8 minutes later, there we go, 975 break on OCGN. So you can see with me, I was looking at this here, I was shorting it as this ripped down, and this 975 was acting as huge support from back into this previous low. So it dipped down to 975. And again, it dipped down into that level, and it kind of held as support. So I was like, if it breaks that 975 level, then this chart is going to continue this descending pattern like I thought it would. But if it held that 975, it could consolidate and then possibly move higher, because you wouldn't have that higher low. But when it broke that 975, you had this higher low forming, and that gives you the confidence to hold this short trade and then even re-enter if you want, which I probably should have when it popped here, just shorting into this descending resistance, right? But I knew that if it broke 975, it was probably going to run all the way down to $9, and it did. So, yeah. And then you might ask, well, why didn't you just hold all your shares until $9? And it's like, well, because it could have turned around at $9.50 and it ripped right back up, right? Like OCGN has been beaten down for the last couple days. So if this was back, on this day or another day, I might have held. But either way, I'm usually just looking to bake my profits, right? If I can make a quick $20, $30, $40 trading for 2 hours in the day, and then the rest of the day I'm good. I can make money, or I can do other things, and maybe as I grow, that 40, 50 will turn to 80, turn to 100, right? It's all exponential growth. But when I try to swing for larger trades, I end up either getting wicked out, or I end up losing more. But when I stick to these smaller profitable trades, I tend to be more profitable, and I tend to kind of hold myself more accountable. And this is the problem too in the futures. When I've been trading futures, is I get I'm really consistent. I can be 8 out of 10 all week, but then those 2 trades that I don't do well, or that I don't cover, and I'm hopeful that maybe it'll come back, they rip against me and I end up getting, crushed. So that's that. Yeah, the futures market is interesting. It's tricky, but you gotta, there's obviously a lot of things, support, resistance, these things all, line up. So when you're drawing these patterns, when you're understanding these patterns, you can trade with them, but you also understand that these are just guidelines. They're not going to be absolute every time. And that's why, even though I say, yeah, this could break 975 and go all the way to $9, which it probably will, because of the fact that 975 versus resistance, if it breaks, all the people that are buying it at 975 are now getting out, saying, oh crap, okay, this support level's not working, we're going to get out. And that's what this is, right? That's what these people selling after they know that this 975 is no longer holding as support, right? So that's kind of the way I look at it. And right here you can see it bounce right back to the VWAP, and now it's starting to sell off again, and you're probably going to get a reversal off this VWAP. So might be a good short again, but like I said, I'm good taking my profits and walking away, not over trading, getting beaten down with commissions, just taking my profits when they're given to me and being happy with them. Coinbase, there was a nice 263 move. Would have been nice if I held even some of these for that, but hindsight's 2020. Looks like it's reversing now, and that's what I didn't want to, if this thing just reversed all the way back down, it could have turned a winning trade into a losing trade if I wasn't covering my shares at the VWAP there. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are trading today, and let me know if you guys are green or red or in between. But anyway, have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.